Hey, what's going on, team? It's Ricky with Technical Solutions here with a super quick stock market update, and this is everything you need to know about the stock market for today and tomorrow. What's going on, team? So let's go ahead and break down Target. Target reported earnings today, causing Target to drop. End of the day, down 13% on the day. Might not sound like anything crazy, but if you actually look at it, based off of where we were trading at and based off of what we hit lows of, we nearly hit lows of 52-week lows for TGT, especially if this is something that you haven't added to your watch list and or if it's something that you've been thinking of buying. Now it's extremely oversold, and based off of where we're at as of right now to previous highs, it offers nearly 16% ROI. Also, another company that reported earnings today is NVIDIA, so that is NVDA. Looking a little bit closer into it, it was down 4.5%, but after reporting earnings, it gapped up 1.4% during the aftermarket trading session. Again, looking at the overall big picture, it didn't have too bad of a day. Again, it gapped down originally and then began to try to gap up, but because of the overall selling pressure that we experienced today for the NASDAQ market, it just didn't perform as expected. If you look at this on the day chart, one of the things that I do want to show you is that it's still a consistent descending pattern, and based off of recent, the recent rally that we just experienced, it is a little bit more on the overbought side. Look at that RSI hitting highs of 63, and the MACD is already showing signs of this thing potentially pulling on back. So please make sure you take that into consideration before you aggressively add to your position, knowing that based off of this descending lower high and lower low, and that we're still trading below the moving average, that this thing can retrace back to that 140 support level. Now, what happened with the overall market today? Just like we talked about, and just like I think it's going to continue to happen, I think that the market's going to continue to sell off. We've been trading below the moving average. We have not been able to break above it really. We got really close this time, and this was again because of that CPI data report. Even PPI came in better than expected. The market gapped up, but now the market is struggling to make higher highs. And the more that this thing pulls back, especially if we break below 280 a share for the NASDAQ ETF QQQ, then I would really be prepared for this thing to gap back down and potentially making new lows and or testing new lows. Now, let me make this super clear. We have this descending pattern. You can say whatever it is that you want of, well, no, this time the market, is going to recover. Maybe, right? You might be completely right. All I know is that we have not been able to break above the moving average. And all I know is that we are selling off as of right now and going to test the support range right around the 279 to 280 for QQQ. QQQ is the NASDAQ ETF. So if we do hold above the EMA line, that is a great sign for the NASDAQ market and for your long-term positions. But if we break below this EMA and it begins to make lower lows, that is a bad sign for your long-term plays and for the NASDAQ market, as if it breaks below that, it will most likely go back to retest previous lows and possibly continue to sell off. Remember, we are still waiting for what the Federal Reserve is going to do next month in raising interest rates. And I want to talk about what's to come for tomorrow. So at 9:15 a.m., there is going to be a speech. This is Eastern Standard Time. And at 10:40 a.m., again, this is all on the federalreserve.gov website. We have another speech that's going to happen at 10:40. And again, this is all on November 17th. So please make sure you take that into consideration. When it comes down to economic reports, these will all be released. All of them except for the EIA natural gas inventory report, but everything will be released at 8:30 a.m., which is 1 hour before the stock market opens Eastern time. And again, this is the housing stats, building permits, initial claims, continuing claims. Market will move based off of what it is that is being reported. Again, as market expectation and whatever is reported, if it comes above or below, the market will react. Again, this is an economic report or an economic calendar. This is free. This is something that you all have access to. I like keeping you guys up to date, but I also like to remind you guys that you don't need to be solely dependent on me. You can always look this up on your own. And the more that you're prepared, the more that you can better anticipate best or worst case scenario. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about today is, why am I still shorting the market? I think that we're going to head down to that EMA line. Just because I think something's going to happen means absolutely nothing to you. I'm just sharing you my why. You don't have to agree with me. If anything, I would prefer that you don't. But I like keeping you up to date with where my thoughts are about the market. I see this descending pattern. We've been selling off all year. So it makes sense to me that we're going to continue to sell off and at least test that EMA. If we validate that EMA as a support, then yes, there is a possibility for an overall reversal, and that would be a great sign for the NASDAQ market. I would have to cover my short and then go into my long-term plays. But again, if we break below this, it's a critical range. I don't care about what your hopes are. I don't care how much you want the market to recover. If we break below that, you better get ready for the market to pull back. It's that simple. So again, please perform your own technical analysis. Feel free to share your thoughts down in the comments section. And if you have any questions about what we talked about today, feel free to send me a direct message via Discord, and that's that first link in the description, or send me a direct message via Instagram, and that's that third link down below. I really do appreciate you guys' time. I trade live every morning. Some of you guys saw what it's like to watch me trade live a little bit earlier today. If you want to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow and every day after that, then please make sure that you click the second link. Literally take 2 minutes, learn more about our Learn Plan Profit Group, and see if it's a good fit for you. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.